there's one thing I'd like to address before I go any further with the wiring, and that's where I feel there is an error in the layout regarding the input sockets and the link switch. Now, when the link switch is up in this position, link off, you would hope that you would be able to plug into the normal or the boost socket and have the normal and the normal volume, the T boost and the bright volume active on each of those inputs. However, if you look at the wiring diagram, in this position with the switch up and not linked, the signal from the tip of the normal input comes in here to the switch, but there is no continuity between these two terminals, so the signal can't go any further. However, if you plug into this, the T boost or bright, the signal can come out of here down to one side of the ECC83 in V1 position. It also comes up through the switch to the other side of the ECC83 in V1. So the input there is activating both sides of the ECC83, and subsequently their volume controls associated with each side of that. If you switch to the link position, these terminals now have continuity. So the signal coming from the normal comes up here, through the switch, and down here to one side of the ECC83 and this associated volume control. But this side is inactive. If you plug in here, then the volume can't go through here because there's no continuity, but it goes down here to the ECC83 and is linked to its volume control. So as far as I can see, this is actually wired backwards, and this wire needs to go here and this wire needs to go up to this terminal. Then you would have normal switching off, both terminals or both inputs in use with their associated volume controls. In this position, this input using a blend of both the volume controls, hence linked. I think it would be nice to have had a link switch mechanism whereby no matter which input you used, you could have a blend of both of the volumes in the link position, but I think that would require a slightly more complex switch here, but not without reason. I think it could be done quite easily, so might look into that as an upgrade down the road. But certainly if it's wired the other way round, this wire to this terminal, this wire to this terminal, then you would be able to use in the up off position, you'll be able to use each input with each individual volume control, and in the link position plug into the T boost and bright, and you would be able to use a blend of both of them because the signal there is coming out of there going to one side and up and down to the other side of the first ECC83 and their associated volume controls. Okay, time to start populating the board. I've laid out some components and I intend to go up to this point at the moment. That's just the wiring I'm going to do at this stage. I like to take quite frequent breaks, load up the board, check everything, and then step away, have a cup of tea and come back and check everything again before I move on to the next stage. So the first element is going to be to put the diodes in here. So I've laid out the components already, got the diodes here, and they are be orientated this way. So we'll get on with those. Just check my soldering irons up to temperature, which it is. These look a bit grubby on the leads, so I'll just give them a quick fiberglass penciling over to remove any surface corrosion. Well, not corrosion perhaps. Right. I was considering tack mounting this capacitor to the leads of the cathode bias resistor, but of course I may wish to change the value of the cathode bias resistor, but as you can see it's getting quite cramped here. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to mount it over the diodes over to one side. So ready for soldering now. About time, you might say. Okay, soldering part 1 over. Right, final check the components, diodes in the right order, smoothing cap, bypass cap orientated correctly, 5 watt, 150 ohm there, 2 caps there orientated correctly, 22 and 2.2, 200s and the 2 bypass caps. Certainly there's a lot of difference between the way the circuit board looks populated and the rather more spacious look on the the diagram. Hey ho.